The Crimean War, fought between 1853 and 1856, stands as a pivotal conflict in European history, a brutal and often misunderstood struggle that irrevocably transformed the landscape of modern warfare and profoundly impacted the political, social, and technological trajectories of the 19th century. Often overshadowed by later, larger conflicts like the American Civil War and the Franco-Prussian War, the Crimean War was a complex entanglement of geopolitical ambitions, religious disputes, and outdated military doctrines, all colliding in a harsh and unforgiving environment. The war's origins are rooted in the decline of the Ottoman Empire, often referred to as the sick man of Europe, and the ensuing power vacuum that various European powers sought to exploit. Russia, under the autocratic rule of Tsar Nicholas I, claimed itself as the protector of Orthodox Christians within the Ottoman Empire, a claim utilized to justify interference in Ottoman affairs. Specifically, Russia sought control of the Dardanelles Strait, a vital waterway connecting the Black Sea to the Mediterranean Sea, granting access to trade routes and projecting power southward. France, under Napoleon III, a nephew of Napoleon Bonaparte, also harbored ambitions in the region, seeking to assert French influence and challenge Russia's power. The immediate trigger for the war was a dispute over the guardianship of Christian holy sites in Palestine, specifically the Church of the Nativity in Bethlehem. Following the death of the previous Turkish patriarch, both Russia and France nominated their own candidates for the new post, escalating tensions further. In 1853, Tsar Nicholas I sent a diplomatic mission, known as the Donan Affair, to the Ottoman Sublime Porte, demanding recognition of Russia's right to protect Orthodox Christians within the empire. The Ottoman government, backed by Great Britain and France, rejected these demands, leading Russia to declare war on the Ottoman Empire in October 1853. Russia's initial successes, including the destruction of an Ottoman fleet at Sinope in November 1853, further alarmed European powers and prompted them to intervene. Great Britain and France, fearing Russian expansion and the disruption of trade routes, formed an alliance with the Ottoman Empire. Sardinia, Piedmont, Sardinia, joining later Påskt. The Allied forces, known collectively as the Western Allies, landed on the Crimean Peninsula in early 1854, beginning a protracted siege of the strategically vital fortress city of Sevastopol. The siege of Sevastopol became the defining feature of the Crimean War, a grueling and costly affair marked by trench warfare, static battles, and immense suffering. The war's early phases revealed the stark realities of outdated military doctrines and technological inadequacies on both sides. Russian forces, still relying on antiquated tactics and poorly equipped troops, initially put up a fierce resistance, but their logistical weaknesses and lack of modern weaponry gradually became apparent. The Western Allies, while possessing superior technology in some areas, struggled to overcome logistical challenges, disease outbreaks, and ineffective leadership. The Battle of Balaclava in October 1854, most famously remembered for the charge of the Light Brigade, epitomized the blunders and inefficiencies that plagued the Allied command. Lord Raglan's ambiguous orders, misinterpreted by Lord Lucan and Lord Cardigan, led to a reckless and devastating cavalry charge against heavily defended Russian positions. The charge of the Light Brigade resulted in heavy casualties and served as a stark illustration of the communication breakdowns and incompetence within the Allied leadership. The Battle of Inkerman in November 1854 further demonstrated the difficulties faced by the Western Allies, as a surprise Russian attack nearly overwhelmed their forces. The siege of Sevastopol continued through the winter, with both sides enduring harsh conditions and constant bombardment. Florence Nightingale, a British nurse, arrived in the Crimea with a team of nurses, radically reforming hospital conditions and significantly reducing mortality rates among the British soldiers. Nightingale's work brought attention to the appalling sanitary conditions in military hospitals and revolutionized nursing practices, establishing her as a national hero. The use of photography during the Crimean War, pioneered by Roger Fenton, provided the public with unprecedented visual documentation of the conflict, shaping public opinion and influencing the war's narrative. Fenton's photographs, though carefully staged, offered a glimpse into the realities of war, challenging romanticized depictions of military glory. In 1855, the death of Tsar Nicholas Versailles and the arrival of French reinforcements shifted the momentum of the war in favor of the Western Allies. The Russians, facing dwindling resources and declining morale, were unable to effectively challenge the Allied forces. After a prolonged bombardment, Sevastopol finally fell to the Western Allies in September 1855, a major turning point in the war. With the fall of Sevastopol, the Russians were forced to negotiate an end to the war, and the Treaty of Paris was signed in March 1856. The Treaty of Paris recognized the independence of the Danubian principalities, Moldavia and Wallachia, which would later become part of Romania, and demilitarized the Black Sea, restricting Russian naval power in the region. The Crimean War had profound and lasting consequences for both Russia and Europe. For Russia, the war exposed the backwardness of its military and political system, prompting reforms under Alexander II, including the abolition of serfdom in 1861. The Crimean War also fueled nationalist movements in the Ottoman Empire, as various ethnic groups sought greater autonomy or independence. In Europe, the war shattered the concert of Europe, a system of diplomatic alliances that had maintained relative peace for decades. The war demonstrated the importance of modern technology and organization in warfare, leading to military reforms across Europe. The widespread reporting of the war, including through photography and telegraph, brought the realities of conflict to the public in unprecedented ways, influencing public opinion and contributing to the growth of journalism. The Crimean War also highlighted the importance of logistics and medical care in modern warfare, leading to significant advancements in these fields. The charge of the Light Brigade remains a powerful symbol of military futility and the dangers of incompetent leadership, continuing to resonate in popular culture. The war's legacy is a complex one, a mixture of tragedy, innovation, and geopolitical shifts that continue to shape our world today.